you are off and running.
Great. Thanks, Sharon. Welcome, beautiful people of the Empower Me Hub. This is your Monday morning soul boost with me, Mia Frankel, and Sharon Bowes. We're here to offer reflection and integration. So we're often spending time reacting and responding. And here we want to take that energy and focus and go within and just be with a part of ourselves and um, get a little grounded and calm. So I invite you to maybe put hands on chest, open, close eyes if you want, and just take a deep breath with me in through the nose and out through the mouth. Relax and join us here again. Deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. And this calm that you can draw upon with just that simple act, highly portable, no tech, allows us to just relax and melt things a little. And melt seems to be the word for what we're going to do today in this soul session of the heart. The heart is love. We're going to talk about the power of love and connection. And we're going to talk about kind of like altruistic love, not just romantic love or easy love, but all of what love really is in a supernatural and divine way. So, what does love mean to you when you hear the word heart, when you hear the word love? I associate them together because the heart has become such a symbol of love. Maybe you have a different symbol. Sharon, do you have a different symbol for love, or does the heart seem a fair representation?
I think that the eminence of love starts in a place in our body that is located in the heart area. And I think that that's the source of what we feel coming in and what we deliver going
Mhm.
out is that it comes from the heart is a nice place to make the reference to it. But love actually comes from your whole body. It's your head, your toes, your belly, your thighs, your legs, your everything.
Mhm.
Um, and when I'm sitting in a space of that heart energy, which is love, is um is how I see it, is that it's the energy of that love that it sits in the center of the body that
Mhm.
then generates from there. But the whole body resonates that love in every cell.
It's really beautiful. Like am picturing like sun rays coming through from the spirit world, through the body and through the heart. And like you say, into your entire being and into the ripple and the co-regulation fields with other people. And the heart as the symbol of love because it's the engine and the pump for our body moving and working. Blood pumps through there, which churns the function. It's like the transmission in a car. It's where life source comes from. And you can, at any moment, place hands on your heart and take that breath and go inward and try and find your love. So, how often do we just kind of stop to think about what does love mean to us? What does it do? How does it feel? And I really love this quote that you guys may have already read by now while we've been chatting. I'll read to you. We're not meant to understand everything. That's the brain, the mind, but we're meant to have a deep connection. That's the heart with ourselves and with others. And this is really important that love is a complete circuit. Loving and honoring yourself and deepening your connections to other people, honor, dignity, respect, no self abandoning in order to give love as well as receive it. And then we take it a little deeper and let's think about unconditional love. And this beautiful quote really hits me. Being loved is human. So you're giving in order to get, but to love for the sake of loving is angelic. This is when you do it because it's right and aligned and almost righteous, and you're not doing it for yourself. Now, not to get too biblical, but we could say, like, this is how Jesus loved. He didn't do it to get anything back. He did it just because that's what he was made to do, but that was the most unconditional, non-selfish way that we can do that. So it's easy to love people that we like, and it's hard to love people that we hate.
Hmm.
And this is where unconditional love comes in. How can you just love? And you can have stronger love and, let's say, weaker love, but how can you get into that unconditional arena and you can be compassionate and kind, but still not self-abandoning. So somebody who might have wronged you, you can still love them because they're imperfect people as we all are, but that doesn't mean that you have to be best friends or hang out with them or, any of that. But you can relax in your body to just allow that they are who they power control to change that. But you have power and control in yourself to stay soft and to stay accepting rather than fighting with yourself over a person that may not even be in your life anymore, but is still holding space inside of you. Making sense?
Yeah, I think it's something that I always yearned for
Mm.
and felt that I never got. Although I did on a regular basis from a lot of people in my life. What I realized as I got older is that I was expecting unconditional love to be given to me by others.
Mhm.
And I never had unconditional love for myself.
Mhm.
And so learning how to be okay with all my flaws and all my issues in life, all my failures, which are failures, learning moments, um, and transform that into, yeah, it's not a failure. It is a learning moment.
Yeah.
It is something that motivated me to do something brilliant because I had a stumble, which is okay. And I can still love myself through all of that. And now that I express unconditional love for myself, I can do it way more in my life for others. Even strangers who I've never met, like Mia.
Mhm.
I
That's a
mean, I love you, right? I think this
right.
is, and it doesn't matter that we've never met in person.
Yeah.
We will at some point,
Mhm.
and then it's just going to be beautiful from there.
You made a very important point, and you turned this very internally. So there was two things that happened there. You wanted unconditional love, but you weren't giving it to yourself, and you might have not been giving it to other people either.
Yeah.
And this is the thing. How do you want to be loved? How do others want it? We all want that same thing, but yet we're so guarded in giving it away because what? What? We're going to lose something of ourselves? We're going to be vulnerable? We're not going to get it back? That's the work of dropping in to this concept, which is a very real concept, very tangible of unconditional love. And what happens is peace, peace in the spirit, peace in the body, but not lose ourselves or um, overcompensate, give ourselves away for them. Desperately chasing, desperately seeking, desperately acting in order to
Yeah.
get something. So Sharon really gave us that full picture of the application of unconditional love starts within and is an ongoing practice. I don't believe that there's ever a utopian arrival state of mind or state of being. I think we're always kind of expanding our consciousness and our self awareness and deepening that into more and more peace. But there's always going to be a rub. Something's going to come, someone or something's going to come and rub us the wrong way. And this is where this kind of work allows us to get through it. And so I would encourage you to practice unconditional love, which could even be a years long process. I know it's certainly been for me in a lot of circumstances and with people of softening yourself and allowing people to be who they are and not letting it mean anything about you. You get to choose. Yes, Sharon.
And one more addition to that is I think that when we crave that unconditional love, we have an expectation of
Yeah.
how it shows up. We
Yeah.
have very specific needs that we then hide from others,
Mm,
and we don't disclose what we're looking for. And then when we don't receive it, we
mm,
blame them, and it's not them to blame.
yeah.
They don't know. They
Yeah.
can't read our minds. They need to understand what we're expecting. And if you expect a certain how for unconditional love, you are going to be disappointed unless you speak up about it, unless you share that with them as well. Oftentimes, if you share it with them, it will come back to you. But there's also that people pleasing part is that, you know, you're going at it, trying to get respect, get appreciation, get whatever expectation you have fulfilled through what you're expecting from unconditional love, and then you don't receive it,
Mhm.
you are turning in on yourself and saying, I'm not worthy of it.
Or they don't understand me
Or
or they
they
don't really love me because.
right. And it's just it's the hardest hurdle to get over
Mhm.
is the ones closest to you um, who appear to be doing that, but you're not actually telling them. You're not actually sharing
This
how.
is great. The visualization or application that comes up for me is we're at a restaurant and we're ordering
Mm,
off the menu.
yes,
And you're
yes.
ordering exactly what you want. And then you tell somebody what it is. And so if you are not sure what this looks like for you, I recommend a resource. It's called The Five Love Languages. Five
Mm,
Love Languages by the Gottmans, or sorry, by Gary Chapman. The Gottmans are great for relationship stuff. Gary Chapman, and there's a free quiz you can do. You just Google five love language quiz, and it's going to help you understand what category of show of love you are. Because as Sharon said, we give love the way that we want to receive it, but the other person may have different taste. So when you're in the restaurant, you might be ordering the steak, but the other person might be ordering the chef salad. Preferences. And we tend to construe that to mean something about ourselves and the other person when really they're just different tastes or different love languages. And it's very empowering, of course, when we start to understand ourselves more, we can understand other people more too, which is what I got from Sharon sharing about giving herself unconditional love. And then you're more open to receive as well as to allow for. Because when you lean into that, I think this, and to see if I can get it right, but it's a riddle I play with my daughter. What can you never run out of and always have more of?
Mm.
Something like that. Love, right? You can
Oh,
never run
yeah.
out of it. You can always have more of it. It's like I think it's a three-part riddle. I'll have to churn the brain and see where it is. But that's the idea. Like it's not a limited resource by any stretch.
I love that.
So then how do we start to apply this into the day-to-day? It sounds lofty. It's a practice I walk every day. So it's not like I'm just making this stuff up. It's a teaching
Mm.
that is very integrative. More love could look like kindness with the grocery store clerk, holding the door for a stranger, giving a compliment to somebody. As women, accepting a compliment. Sharon, you look really nice today.
Mm.
And she says,
Thank you.
thank you. Not, oh, excuse, thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Receiving is one of the hardest things, hardest skills to master.
That was my husband. That was a great meal. Oh, it wasn't that good. No, it was great. You're right. It wasn't that good. It was great. Thank you.
Yeah.
Right? This is where our soul gets a voice. This is where the heart is the bridge. I love this between the human and the holy. And this image is so like activating for me because you have the heart, but then you have that light, that
Mm.
greater, that sunshine beaming through. For me, it's always kind of the upper torso, solar plexus, if you like. And imagine living or being able to connect to a state of being like that. Not gonna lie, again, utopian arrival. No, you're not always gonna feel this good. And that's normal. Don't expect or pressure yourself to. But I want you to know that you have access to that. And you can draw upon that for yourself, hard news, etc. And like anything that we practice, a skill becomes more familiar and stronger the more that we do it over time. I'm going to generalize and say we're all middle age ish, so we're still pretty young. We still have a lot of time ahead of us. And if we were to live out the next several decades from the heart and practicing like the love muscle, how much different could life look for the second act?
One of the ways that I find connecting to this concept is music
Mm-hmm.
because it's not a voice, it's not words.
Yeah.
It's something that you resonate with. And some like certain kinds of music, some like different kinds of music. And that's all good because
Mm-hmm.
it's all expressing that resonance
Mm-hmm.
and connection that allows your heart to melt into it. It's
Yeah.
basically and um and then resonate it out. It's
Yeah.
pretty
Yeah,
powerful.
like charging, right? Like plugging
Yeah.
in to the power source and charging. And I like Hertz frequency music, right? And that stuff is like dopamine. I just get so zen listening to it that at times when I turn it off, it's a bit jarring,
Yeah.
but it deepens that peace and that cellular level that you were talking about, where um, we can recalibrate the inner feeling of our body and the inner frequency of our body. So I kind of just talked about this, but sit in it for a moment. What would it feel like if your heart led the way more often, or just, yeah, more often, not all the time? Not going to be perfect. This isn't a performance metric. But what if we started to carry that consciously? And this especially, I was trying to describe earlier. Open doesn't mean unprotected. It doesn't mean that we're running around saving people. It doesn't mean that we're giving everything away, ourselves or our stuff. It means that we are harnessing the power of love for a more peaceful life and for a more meaningful connection with ourselves and with other people. And so this quote really hits it for me. Let love always lead you to listen more deeply, understand more fully, connect more securely, forgive more freely, communicate, order off the menu more clearly, and respond more gently. And this is reciprocal to yourself. I made a mistake. Well, what can I learn? Where can I forgive? Where can I just be accepting of this mistake instead of beating myself up? Somebody pissed me off. Same thing applies. And that enhances peace, and that enhances a far more enjoyable state of being. Not in perfection, not in endless perpetuity, but as a practice to integrate and grow over time. Like parents, we love our kids, but man, do we sometimes just want to get away from them. Like, enough. And having children, or like, I mean, so we're a pet, a partner, we love them, but then we also, but in that moment, you could practice this cycle on the quote slide. Take a step back, detach, go for a walk, go punch a pillow, release it, and then come back to center, relaxed, open, and steady.
Or have food or have water.
Yeah.
And this
Yeah.
is yeah, really lovely that Sabina joined us, because she's love as well,
Yeah, she is.
and resonates that on a regular basis with all that
Yeah.
we jointly create together.
Yes.
And it's such a pleasure, such a treasure to have this group, um, and the groups that she's created to share that love and spread that love in much deeper, richer ways globally, which is,
Mhm.
and this is what the world needs, is love.
What the world needs now.
Yeah, nice.
Love. Da, da. Hi, Sabine. So as we close out,
Yeah.
think about, think, feel where you're resisting love and why you might be guarded, because the um the gates will open when you give yourself the safety that you are expecting other people to give you. You have to give it to yourself first, and finding out what you need and then giving it to yourself is going to start to open that and allow that unconditional love for self that Sharon talked about, and then help you feel stronger to navigate your connections with other people. Yeah, so we could even share this slide because they're really good reflection questions that we don't often stop to think about. We're just constantly reacting, reacting, reacting. And in these soul sessions, we want to get into more of a proactive state of being where we've gotten organized internally so that we can respond differently externally.
And when you're at work and something triggers you, take a moment to do the thing that is available to you no matter where you are. Do
Mhm,
some deep breathing,
mhm,
have a good drink of water,
mhm.
get away from the situation for a minute or two, and then come back at it from a state and place of heart.
Yeah. And so getting to know yourself more, right? Getting to know what love means to you and how you like to show it and appreciate that item choice of someone else. And that's okay. That doesn't make it right or wrong, just makes it different. And so softening that just because you love to love one way doesn't mean it's the only way. So sample the menu, give people, try and learn what they want, learn what you want, and then support each other. And this is funny. This creates like a more robust love menu for everybody to enjoy and choose from. So that's what we have for you guys today. Share in the comments, reach out. The conversation is where these things come alive. We appreciate you joining and watching, but it's the application that we're really after and the conversation. Because in sharing, we learn more and take it deeper.
So, well, thank you all very much. Stop the recording and we'll see you next week.